There are plenty of films to see both in theaters and on streaming, and producer Charlie joins me now with the latest in our cinema corner. So where do we start?
Okay, as always, I got to bring you the horror.
Of course you do. I know it. I know.
So first up, we have Final Destination's Bloodline.
Okay.
So this is an R-rated supernatural horror. Plagued by a recurring violent nightmare, a college student returns home to find the one person who can break the cycle and save her family from the horrific fate that inevitably awaits them.
Oh.
So this is the 6th installment in the Final Destination franchise.
I did not realize that.
Yes. So I will say, I watched all 5 before this one because I hadn't seen any of them. I was pleasantly surprised that I enjoyed them. They're actually a really good series.
Yeah.
So this stars Caitlin Santa, Juana, Richard Harmon, Gabriella Rose, Breck Bassinger, and a lot more, honestly, a great cast altogether. And so, like I said, it's the 6th installment. The 5th actually came out in 2011, so it's been 14 years.
Oh my God.
Now I will say, all 6 films, except the first 2. The first 2 have more of a connection than the rest of them. All of them don't have the biggest connection. So you don't necessarily need to see one to see the other.
Okay.
Obviously, you should watch the first 2 together. But
Yeah.
other than that, so originally this was planned to be released on HBO Max. But thankfully, it was released theatrically instead. I don't think it would have been as enjoyable just to watch at home,
Yeah.
So one person that connects almost all of the films, though, his name is Tony Todd. He returned in for his role in this one. So he's now been in 5 of the 6 films.
Wow.
And this was actually his final film before he passed back in November this last
that's
year.
sad.
And the directors actually left Tony's last few lines unwritten when they filmed it and said, Tony, you say what you want to the audience.
Oh.
So I won't say what it is, so if you go watch it, you see it. It's a very touching moment,
Yeah.
Especially if you're a fan of the franchise. I will say, too, there was a record set during this filming.
Okay.
Stunt woman Yvette Ferguson came out of retirement for a fire stunt, making her the oldest person to be set on fire on camera.
That's insane. Couldn't
Right?
be a journey.
The crazy random records.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is the best in the franchise.
Oh, okay.
If not 1 and 6 are very, very close.
Yeah.
I will say I also thought this was the goriest. I think they get gorier as you go along, based on the times that they came out. There are some references to the past films, but like I said, you don't need to watch the first 5 to follow along with this 6th installment.
Okay.
There's some good funny moments and some comedy in there. You gotta have a little comedy. I will say I hope for many more to come because there's endless possibilities with this. Worldwide, it's made $102 million with a budget of $50 million.
Oh.
Making it the biggest opening for a rated R horror movie this decade, and also the biggest opening for a Final Destination
Well,
film.
that's incredible.
So it's definitely a good one. If you're really like these series, or you're just looking for something different, I would recommend this one.
Yeah.
So moving on, let's talk about something not good.
Oh, this one. Okay.
Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is an R-rated psychological thriller. So one of the 3 writers for this is Abel Tesfaye.
Yeah.
And if you don't know who that is, you probably know them more commonly as The Weeknd.
Yeah.
Yes. So the plot of this one is an insomniac musician encounters a mysterious stranger leading to a journey that challenges everything he knows about himself.
Oh.
So The Weeknd plays himself in this, basically. And it has Jenna Ortega and Barry Keoghan starring alongside him.
I'm like, how did he pull those names?
Well, in my research, it seems like they agreed to do this kind of before their career started to take off. Because filming started back in 2023.
Oh, okay.
So, right when Jenna and Barry were both starting to get into those career-setting moves. It's apparently a companion piece to The Weeknd's album of the same name that was released back in January of this year.
Okay.
So, basically, it's just big music video. For the most part, even though I don't think any of the music from the movie is in this new album. I haven't listened to the
How
new
long
album.
is the movie?
About an hour 45.
Oh, absolutely not.
Too long, in my opinion, for how it was.
Yeah.
And it was actually developed, the film was developed before the album. The album was produced and completed during the film's post-production scoring process. So, usually you'd think the album came first, but no, it's reversed this time. And the development for the film actually began back in September of 2022 after psychological stress caused Abel to lose his voice during a concert, which I don't remember hearing about that happen.
Me either.
But, so it's based on true things that happened to him. In July of 2024, it was reported that the film had been sitting in post-production for over a year because it just couldn't pull any prospective buyers, which is understandable when you watch it. It's
A little rough.
Here are my opinions. It's rough. I wanted it to be over very, very much.
Yeah.
Jenna carries the film. Not surprising. She's a great actress.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Her first full line of dialogue isn't until 45 minutes to an hour into that film.
Oh, absolutely not.
I'm like, you've got Jenna Ortega, and you're waiting that long for her to do something.
Yeah, you're not using her to the best.
You know, I mean, she's in it, but she just doesn't talk until that point. It's basically Abel's, what I call love letter to himself. Some critics have called it egomaniacal and a navel-gazing vanity project.
Oh.
Or my favorite critique is from Jackson Weaver of CBC News in Canada. The Weeknd could have gone to therapy. Instead, he made Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Well, come on.
I was like, if that's not the truth, in my opinion, so far, this is the worst movie I've seen this year.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, there you
And I will
have it.
stick with that. It's only made $3.3 million worldwide so far with a budget of 15. I don't see it getting anywhere near that.
This one might be in hot water.
I mean, if you see it, let me know what your thoughts are. Everybody's different. You know, maybe you might enjoy it. I did not, though. So moving on, this is one I watched because of Blake.
Yes, it's so good.
So we have Nonnas, a PG biographical comedy drama. So after losing his beloved mother, a man risks everything to honor her by opening an Italian restaurant with actual grandmothers as the chefs. So this has an amazing cast.
Such a good cast.
Such a good cast. Vince Vaughn, Susan Sarandon, Lorraine Crocco, Talia Shire, Linda Cardellini, who I love and everything, Brenda Vaccaro, Joe Manganiello, and actually what I didn't realize until the end is that the real-life Joe Scarvelio has a little cameo. Did you realize that?
Yeah.
It was really cute. Super, super cute movie. So glad you watched it and recommended it.
Yes, it's like, I was telling Charlie, it's like, and I said this on the show last week also, but it's like, there's just so much darkness, it seems like, in the world right now, and this is just like a little piece of light in the corner of the world, which I so loved. And like, there's nothing really that's gonna like, I mean, there's like sad moments, but there's nothing like scary about it, or you know, that's gonna like just like really make you think of all these negative emotions, which I really enjoy.
It's something everybody can relate to. We all have grandmothers. It's very heartwarming. I will say the story, you know, it's kind of predictable, but it's not like predictable enough where it's like, oh, I don't care for this movie. It's really enjoyable. I loved the chemistry between all of the ladies.
Well, predictable, but it is also based off a true story.
Yes.
So it's like, it's kind of predictable because you assume, okay, if it's based off a true story, then like, you can kind of figure out how it's going to end. But the journey to get there was unexpected. I will say that.
Agreed.
So, yeah.
And I will say I want to go to Inoteca Maria now in Staten Island
I know,
so bad.
me too.
Maybe one day. But this is Nonnas is streaming on Netflix now.
Yeah.
So coming out this weekend is a big weekend, Memorial Day weekend. We have the new Mission Impossible, possibly the final one.
I can't believe those still come out. Yeah.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. On top of that, we have Disney's newest live-action remake, Lilo and Stitch, which I've only seen good reviews so far, surprisingly.
Well, that's good.
And it's also its cheapest live-action remake so far.
Oh, wow.
We also have Friendship, The Last Rodeo, and Trail of Vengeance, which Blake talked to Jeff Fay about that, so you can watch that on ozarksfirst.com/unscripted. Now, moving on to what else is streaming, we have this Friday, The Last Showgirl with Pamela Anderson on Hulu.
I would like to see that. I never got to see
I would recommend that one. It was a good one. And also on Friday, we have Mickey 17 on Max with Robert Pattinson, also a good one. So two good streaming movies this Friday.
Oh my gosh, you guys. So what I'm hearing is there is plenty to check out both on streaming and in theaters. If you have any thoughts, let us know. And Unscripted, we'll be right back.